Hola, boys. Iñigo Martinez is leaving Barcelona for no fee. In other news, I got the new Nike Kobe collab, and it's kind of sick, not gonna lie, and we can talk about that. But mainly, what the hell's going on with Iñigo Martinez, and how did it happen? Basically, I was looking on Twitter earlier today. Reports started popping up that there was some talks about Iñigo Martinez leaving, that there was some interest from Saudi Arabia. I like literally not joking. 15 minutes later, Fabrizio Romano came out with the "Here we go," and homie is on a flight to Saudi Arabia as we speak. I don't know if that's true, but God knows it probably is. This is actually ridiculous because I don't remember the last time I was this surprised by a transfer, especially in Barcelona. They talk about everything, especially departures. We've been booting out all these guys. It's been very clear when someone's not wanted, they leave, right? We make it clear, hey, homie, you don't have a spot here anymore. Get out. Go pack your things. It, this really is a surprise to me, as it probably is to most of you, at least from the DMs I was getting on Instagram. All you homies were, what the hell's going on? Where's the video? This is wild. What does this mean? I don't really know. We can talk about what it looks like now and what the situation is, but for the just getting out the window here, to start it all, he's leaving for no fee. Apparently, in his contract, there was a point that if any foreign club came looking to buy him, he could leave for free, which is weird because I don't know. If then it seems like there's just no release clause, and there's like a negative, like the release clause is zero for international clubs, which is a weird thing to say. But I think that's just the case, that he wanted to have the door open. He had gotten offers last season before, not when Xavi was still around, but over the summer when Hansi had just come in and he was a little unsure of his spot. And perhaps memories of those crazy deal or offers were around, or he gave him an offer. They gave him an offer he couldn't refuse. I've been watching The Sopranos too much. But seriously, homie's on the flight. Homie's leaving. And the problem is that he was our starting left center back last year. He was probably the most reliable center back, health wise, and just game in and game out, just because he's 33 years old. We kind of knew what we were going to get from him on the ball, off the ball, what have you, and was paramount in maintaining that high line the whole season. Kubarsi is great, and this is not detracting from him. It just leaves our center back setup in a very weird spot, especially considering the financial situation we're in. Reportedly, him leaving opens up 14 million euros in registration room, which would allow, hopefully, Joan Garcia and potentially Marcus Rashford as well to get registered. However, because Barcelona is not in this one-to-one, whatever the hell that means, because they're not there, his leaving only opens up, I think, 6 million euros or 8 million euros or something in wage space for Barcelona to sign, to register players, which means Joan Garcia is probably going to get signed. Rashford, they'll probably finagle something to get that over the board, though I'm sure there will be complaints by La Liga, not only immediately when it happens in the summer, but then later on at the beginning of next year when the new financial cycle rolls over and all that nonsense, like it did with Dani Olmo, Pau Victor, be coming into 2025. The biggest question mark for me is, like, what the hell is this back line going to look like? I understand why Gerard Martin was getting playtime at left center back, even though he didn't play there a single time last year. He's played as a center back historically, as you guys let me know, and he was tried at Barca Athletic as a left back, and that's kind of where he came into Hansi's team. But I don't like him. I wasn't that convinced. I mean, it's a game against a Korean team that only can tell you so much. It's not like you're facing Alexander Isak or Gyökeres or any of these big guys. Sesko just went to United too. All the while, we're losing our potentially second best, if not best, center back of the year for completely free. And yeah, we signed him for nothing, but we paid him pretty high wages. And it's not like he's going to a broke-ass Manchester United for free. He's going to Al Nassr, the club paying Ronaldo €1 billion a year or whatever the hell he's making for no reason. Nobody's going to these games. It doesn't matter. They lose money. It doesn't matter. whatever. It's the clause. I understand that. It's just very frustrating, and I'm getting that out now. But the back line is now Cubarsí, Araujo, whatever. Christensen and Eric Garcia, and then Koundé, I guess you could say. But then if Koundé or Eric Garcia play as center back, who's the right back, and then or backup right back? You know what I mean? It's fragile, and if everybody's healthy and Martin can play center back, then we're okay. But I'm saying if everyone is healthy and two of them are Ronald Araujo and Andreas Christensen, I'm sure you guys can understand the level of how bad that could be. These guys are incredibly fragile. And Cubarsí is 18 years old, a whole ass child still, and has played a lot of football in the last year and a half. I don't know. I think the only reason this makes sense is if Hansi told Iñigo that he wasn't going to have much of a position in the squad this year, which is weird unless he's like super convinced by Ronald Araujo, which might entirely be possible. I think Araujo has shown that he has a lot of quality at center back that no one really else in the squad has, and a lot of people in world football, a lot of center backs in world football just can't do. We were just not sure of how that would fit in this high line setup that he's shown to not be adept at playing at as much as he is a more traditional center back setup. Hansi Flick, I would assume, would have the power to make Iñigo stay if he just told Iñigo, hey, homie, you're going to play a lot. You're going to get a lot of playing time. You're going to fit this squad. You're going to be important again. We're going to win as we did last season. But maybe not. I don't know. Iñigo wanted to leave, clearly, because Hansi was trying new things from the jump in the summer tournaments that we were playing. And so it leaves us in a really weird spot. You know what I mean? Without Iñigo Martinez, it's just Cubarsí and Araujo, who I would expect to be the main starters. Christensen is right up there with both of them if he's healthy, and I think he's shown to be pretty healthy so far. Obviously scored the banger in one of those matches earlier this summer, and that's great to see. If all three of them are healthy, the entire season, in every competition, we're okay. If one of them goes down, then the other two are going to have to deal with a lot more playing time. One of them is going to get injured, and then it's going to be Gerard Martin and Cubarsí, and I'm going to throw my head against this wall. Not to say it's bad, but it's stressful as hell. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just, I'm sure you guys remember literally a week ago, I was talking about in my videos that it's great to have all of this depth, that we are in such a much better spot that we have been in years. And yet again, this financial situation that either Laporta can't figure out, or La Liga keeps pushing us into, or whatever. I don't know how I could turn this into being a victim anymore, because I think it's just either poor man management yet again, struggling with La Liga, or getting screwed by Ter Stegen. Maybe I've seen some people talk about that, but it's just a shitty situation to be in. Sorry. And it's going to be a weird way to fumble out of this. I don't know if we're going to get to the 1-1. Like I said yesterday, I talked a little bit about the way they're trying to get around that with the VIP seats in the Johan Cruyff Arena, or that's the Ajax Stadium, and the one the women's team play at. I don't know. It's a really weird spot to be in, and I'm not comfortable with it. I don't love it. I am really, really disappointed considering how good I was feeling literally 5 days ago, and then, all the registration nonsense, the Ter Stegen mess, which I'll talk about. I'll link to a video where I talk a lot more about that after this one. It's just leaving us in a really weird spot where not only are we losing one of our best center backs, but we're also, it's not opening up enough space to register both Garcia and Rashford, and we're completely forgetting about Barchi, who might play for Barca Athletic and might be able to register under them because he's still 19, which might be okay. Maybe. I don't really know. I really don't know how that's going to work and how it's all going to play out. I don't think anyone else is leaving, and I really don't think anybody else is coming in considering where we are, unless something miraculous happens. We get a bunch of money, or the homies building the Spotify Camp Nou start working in 2x speed or whatever. I don't know, and just figure it out, because it seems like not only will we potentially not open the season at the Camp Nou, but we also, even when we do open at the Camp, whenever we get back to the Spotify Camp Nou, there will only be 30,000 fans there, which is less than we're going to the Montjuic. It's actually probably the same as the tickets we would sell at the Montjuic in the beginning games that don't really mean much. It's tough. And I know the local fans want to get the hell away from the Montjuic because it's just a ton of tourists, and that's really changing the vibe at the stadium. It's no longer wild, and being pushed further and further into more financial confusion is not going to help anything with this club at all. Now, I don't think that's the end of the world. I don't think it's like a death sentence. Like, we've seen this team, we competed last season with less depth than we will even have without Iñigo. And Bernal coming back as well. Yes, he's coming back from ACL, so it'll take a while to get back, but he'll get back to it, and it'll help deputize that defensive setup a little bit and strengthen it. We'll see how that all plays out. We really will. And now that I'm seeing Iñigo go, I can't imagine Fermin or Casaro go at all. It's just maybe it was inevitable that one of these guys were going to leave, but I'm kind of upset it's Iñigo. I don't think I would have been happy with any of them leaving, if I'm going to be honest, but we'll see how it plays out. Also, boys, we'll do a little review of the I didn't get anybody on the back, because I feel like I like to wear these casually, and it feels less casual when I get somebody on the back. It's solid. It's more like yellow gold-y than I thought, which I think is good. I thought it was going to be more white. But I don't know. I don't love any of the kits this season. I don't love the home kit. I don't even love the orange away kit. But this it's unique. It's something we haven't seen before. It's Kobe. Yes, I've talked to you guys about my discontent about Kobe off the court. I think and the reason, I'll just say it quickly, he got me into basketball. I would stay up back in the day when we didn't have iPods and iPhones and all that nonsense. I would literally, this is going to unk me for sure. I would stay up in my bed and listen I had a little clock radio because I wasn't allowed to have laptops or anything in my bed with me. So I would listen on my alarm clock radio to Lakers games at night. And, it got me, I was a huge Kobe fan, but then when I grew up and I looked into him a little bit, he has kind of a poor history. He treated, because of this Mamba mentality, he was kind of tough on a lot of his teammates and all that in a way that made a lot of them hate him. And I don't know if he's my idol. Like, he was my idol for a little while because of that. I was disappointed with him, and I don't idolize him the same way because of that. I think he died tragically, and I am grateful for how he got me into the game of basketball, but that's kind of, I said my piece, saw a lot of guys commenting about it, so I wanted to say that. There's also been some essay allegations that have come out that you can say what you want, you can read into the information the way you want it. I think it's very serious and legitimate. Whatever. That's besides the point. I think this collab is clean. I used to have a pair of sneakers way back in the day that were of a similar colorway. For that reason, I got it. And I'm not going to get the home kit either unless I go to Barcelona and get a bunch of signatures on it, because I just don't think it I just don't think it says cool. I think it's got 100 points written on it in the league, but otherwise, I think this is the kit to get if you're going to get it. But still not 100% sold on it. I think it's a pretty cool, casual, unique shirt, and for that reason, probably worth it. For me, I know there are still some available on the Nike website, so if you want to check it out. That's my ramble for today. Interested to see what happens with Iñigo, and I'll see you guys all in a few days when we got more news to talk about, because we inevitably will. Peace, everybody. I think we'll be all right, but we'll see what happens.